Okay. So there's this old lady, and she's like throwing a fit. But there's like baby. Oh, can you please pacifier in his mouth? Anyway, she's like throwing a fit, and she's like getting all mad that the line is long. We're at Subway, and she's like, oh, I can't believe this. Like, the line is so long, and they're taking forever, and oh. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody has to wait, not just you, you know. I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. And then she's like, then like, there's a new kid, and poor new kid. I felt so bad for him.
He was working at Subway?
Yeah, like, I was just like, oh no, like, this lady is gonna give him the hardest time. I knew, like, I was just waiting for it kind of a thing. I was like, he looks like he's having a really hard time. So anyway, like, she's like, you didn't toast it right, and she's like, 45 seconds. Oh, that's bad. You burned it. You burned my bacon.
Wow.
I'm not gonna eat that. Replace it.
No way.
Like, yeah. She's like, I'm not gonna eat that. That's not good enough. And then she's like telling them how to use their own microwave, how to cook in their own kitchen. And she's like getting mad at them and telling them they're doing everything wrong. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I was like, this kid is having a hard enough day, I'm sure, because it's like super busy, and it's his first day at working at Subway, and I was just like thinking to myself, give him a break. Like, the first day is always the hardest. He's never gonna want to come back again. And I guess today, like, they've been busy since like 7 o'clock.
No way.
Yeah.
Just a busy Saturday.
Yeah, they're like, this has been the busiest Saturday of all time. Like, even worse than last Saturday. They're like, ugh.
Wow.
And like, even the seasoned employees there were like, awful. I was just like, and then like, and then she's like, you're not folding my sandwich right. Everything's just gonna fall right out. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, you could tell he was like afraid to squish it. I don't know, like he was like afraid to squish it for some reason. Like he didn't want to ruin it because he spent all this time like putting it together and making sure it looked good and all this stuff. And they're all just like, I don't know. She's like, you're doing it wrong. Everything's gonna fall out. And she's just like, like she could not handle how he was making the sandwich.
Did anybody tell her to like cool it or like?
No, because she was old and like everybody was just like, grumpy old lady, you know, like, oh well, like. And I was right by her, and everybody else had gone, so she was in front of the line, so everybody else was behind me. And there was one lady behind me, and she was just like being nice, and she was just like, yep, that's all I need. I only want this on my sandwich. That's it. That's an easy one, right? And she's just like, yeah, like, yeah, and it, like. And I don't know if I should have done this or not, but like I gave him a little tip because he was like afraid to, you know, fold the sandwich in half. So I was like, well maybe I was like, I wanted to help him so much because I was like, he just looks like he's dying. Like he was just like, oh, and I know I've been there, and I was just like, I feel so bad for him. So I was like, maybe if you give him a tip. Sometimes if you give them a tip, they get more annoyed. Like they think that. They're like, oh great, now everybody knows that I'm like, you know, new to the job, like, you know. So I don't know if it helped or not, but I was like, maybe I've seen some people where they like, they put the knife in and they kind of cut it in half and then fold it over. Like, have you ever seen them like, they'll put the knife in and like,
all the ingredients are there and they'll like kind of put the knife into like,
they'll like slice it and fold it. Yeah. So I was like, I explained it to him and he's like, oh yeah, thanks, you know. And I was just like, yeah, I don't think it helped as much as I wanted it to, but I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that, but I just wanted to help him. So I did.
That's worth a try.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were patient with him.
Yeah. I just felt bad for him. I was like, oh, man. I don't know. There's so many people, and even when I went to order, I was like so nervous. I was like, okay, I've got to have everything ready. Like, I want to make it as fast as possible. And the lady in front of me is just like, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. Blah, 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 blah. You know, like, fix it. Do it over again. And the lady accidentally, like, I could tell the other lady was getting a little flustered. So she accidentally put my meat on the grumpy lady sandwich.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so I was just like, I was watching it, and she like puts it on there, and then she's like looking at it, like, what did I just do? And she's like, that's my sandwich. It's a BLT. That's not. I did not order a chicken bacon ranch thing, like, or whatever. She's like, I ordered a BLT, and you put the wrong meat on there. And she's like, oh, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. And then she like took it and set it aside, and then got her new bread and got her new sandwich and put it all together. And she was just being such a punk. I'm like, I don't see how people can be that grumpy and ornery and rude.
That doesn't make sense. And maybe her dog died. You never know. Gotta give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's true. Just like whenever somebody's feeding her, like, oh, looks like they're having a baby.
They must
Somebody's having a baby.
Otherwise they would obey and be nice, right?
That's right. Anyway, it's fun.